is that you guys actually thought about doing, because we already saw season 2. It takes a brilliant mind to actually think कि अच्छा permanent roommates बनने से पहले और उसके बाद उसके बीच में क्या हुआ, and you are actually taking that phase, so it's like a mid sequel sort of a thing that you guys are
Yeah,
starting, but not the visual part of it. It's only audio. You get to hear it on Audible Suno. So that
yeah,
is something that has not happened. So another novel concept. Like I mentioned in my intro to you, that you've been the poster boy of sort of Indian web series space with permanent roommates and tripling and
yeah.
other shows. Now you're doing this. So this is another novelty that is actually coming in, and people will get to hear it. So how did that come about?
I mean, it was another chance thing, you know. Audible Suno has been developing a lot of original content, uh, and they've come up with some brilliant shows. And they, I think, got in touch with the people at TVF and asked us, you know, we'd like to make a season of Permanent Roommates on Audible. And we all of us got really excited because we didn't think of it, you know, that's not what you think about. So yeah, and thanks to the writing team at TVF, they wrote some brilliant episodes. Because initially I was also apprehensive because Biswapati Sarkar was busy writing something else, so he won't be able to give out time to write audible and audio episodes. But the writing team has done a fantastic job. We read the episodes, we tripped on them, and it was a lot of fun recording those episodes because
Right,
suddenly you didn't have any of the regular hiccups
right,
when you're about to do a scene. When you're shooting something, you have to look at your makeup, location, camera, blah blah blah. This is just like doing a reading, or this was like doing theater where you didn't have to worry about nothing. You just
right,
had to worry about the text and deliver your lines in the best possible way.
right.
So it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
While I go to my next question, which is actually taking a cue from your answer, I just got to see and read those messages. Somebody is going ahead saying, Baba, you're beautiful. That's the line that stuck with you. Somebody just made a comment, will you get Chitwan for babysitting? I mean, that is the kind of connect that people have with your characters, be it in
Yeah,
tripling or in permanent roommate. All the
yeah.
love flowing. Hi, Siddharth. Thank you so much. So these guys are actually going ahead, and, people were waiting for it. What I wanted to ask you, with this Audible Suno concept, an actor is always very, very, unsure about the way he's presenting himself, his looks and everything. You are doing away with all of that with this big leap, taking permanent roommates through an audible audio story to people. So,
Yeah,
don't you think, unless and until, on the one hand, it is like reading a book, reading an audio book, where you
yes.
leave it to people's imagination, let the imagination go wild, they can cook up their own little imagination of, Mikesh in their own head. But at the same time, they don't get to see you. I mean, what they've always loved you, the expressions and everything. So that's something
Yeah.
which do you think it'll be a lack, or this is a bold step? Because we have seen people like an Amitabh Bachchan has turned narrator for a lot of films like a Shatranj Ke
Yeah.
Khiladi or a Bawarchi. Very recently, Amr Khan did it for Dil Dhadakne Do. So the actors have done that too.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a very popular thing in the West. People do it all the time.
Yeah.
Especially in today's day and age, it's not like we don't get to see actors very often. I'm doing this live with you. I'm on Instagram. You're on so many social media apps. So it's not like people don't remember you, or they've lost connect with you anyways. But this is a new form of entertainment where you don't have to see it because you already know how people look, and it's all in your imagination. And things are way funnier in your imagination than they actually are in life.
Right.
A lot of times, when you're repeating a story or when you're telling, वो कोई किस्सा आप सुना रहे होते हो, you realize that when you are narrating it, it's way funnier than when it actually happened. So in that sense, I really enjoyed, I really enjoy listening to a lot of audio books and
Right.
audio series. So I thought it'd be a great experience for everyone.
So when I was interviewing these other actors, what people actually take back, a lot of it's not just an Amitabh Bachchan space anymore, is what I want to get at. So me, because people remember you for your voice, the character, the characterization. So that's why this is a very novel concept, and that's why the connect part of it. But like you
Yes.
mentioned that you were not conscious about what you're wearing, how your hair is looking, whether the makeup is in place or not. So
Yeah.
that gave you an extra, because when we as journalists interview actors over the phone, that's a very different and a very uninhibited chat altogether. But when that same
Yes.
thing happens
Yes.
on camera, things tend to change.
Tend
So
to
do you
change.
think,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that will be an edge, don't you think, with permanent roommates on audio?
Yeah, I mean, there was a huge thing, and I'm way more relaxed when I know that I'm not being shot and everything. Uh, but because a large part of of my acting career has gone into theater, where
Right.
the way you're looking, or if you're looking pretty, is the least of your concern.
Correct.
Everything is about text, everything is about performance, everything is about the craft. So I spent so much time doing that that it took me a while to, start focusing on appearance. It a conscious decision to, pay attention on the way I look and my appearance, because it's important in our field. But yeah, shooting or recording for these episodes was a welcome change. It was like going back to theater, and where I could just forget about how I'm looking or what people would think, and I could just improvise and have fun with the script.
Sumit, I was actually going through your earlier interviews, and one thing that you keep saying that मुझे 14 साल लगे लोगों को मुझे recognize करने में. Now, when you look back at those 14 years, do you feel vindicated? Do you feel okay, or do you feel okay, fine? Acha, now I've arrived, and do you actually see those years as a big, big learning experience? What is the feeling like?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely don't feel vindicated in any sense. It wasn't uh, out of the whatever 14, 15 years. Half the times I didn't even think about being famous. I was too busy doing my own thing, and I didn't really focus on, am I becoming famous? Do people recognize me and all of that? These questions started appearing in my head only once people started recognizing me for whatever little bit I was doing. Uh, and then, yeah, now that people know me and all, it mainly reoccurs in my head when people ask me about it. That, or when people have no idea, when people think that I started my career in 2014, uh, whereas I started it in 2000.
2004. 2000, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I remember this one show मैंने लिख के रखा हुआ था, मैंने देखा नहीं था. उसका नाम है वो हुए ना हमारे.
Yes,
डीडी पे
yes.
आता था. And I just saw
Doordarshan.
it on YouTube, and I saw वो zing zang transition वाले जो वो वाले shows
Yes,
होते थे. So you've been part of that
yes,
television. You've been
yes.
part of that web series generation that is so clicking with the Indian audiences, especially the youth.
Yeah.
This is a big leap for an actor to be part of both these phases. Your
Yeah, yeah.
experience from that time to now, if you had to actually go and compare it, what would that be like?
I mean, the way people consume entertainment changes. It changes every 3, 4 years, like back in the time, the style of acting was very different. And perhaps, way before I started, it was even more different. Uh, and as we progress, less is more, in today's day and age, people don't like it when someone is acting, or, or when someone is over the top or expressing a lot. People appreciate it when we don't express. It's more internal. So because they like it when they can invest in someone's head and in a character's psyche. And it shows in so many ways. Like the reason that Instagram is so famous, or people are following so many bloggers, because they are interested in the real stuff. They want to see the real thing. There's a reason why so many stories based on real life characters are doing well, because the moment people think that ye real hai, they want to watch it. The moment people think that it is completely fictitious, the interest or the engagement with the viewer becomes a little less, especially with the younger audience, with the millennials, or with our generation, I would say. So either it has to be a completely fantastical world, or Lord of the Rings, or Avengers, or one of those things where you're not even expecting anything real. You're expecting extraordinary stuff, or you want to see something which is very believable. So there's a clear distinction. distinction in the way we perform, in the way people consume entertainment, and it's been great. It's a great learning curve. Every 3 4 years, you have to start thinking, okay, people are not enjoying what I was doing 4 years back. Maybe I need to, rediscover and rewire myself.
Right. So all your fans are actually commenting on the post as we are taking these questions. You'd like to take the मैंने इतने सारे questions देखे हैं जिसमें से एक चीज बहुत ज्यादा आ रही है वो है बाबा you're beautiful. That's something that is
Thank you.
going
Thank
on
you.
and on. Somebody mentioned your old show रहना है तेरी पलकों की छाँव में. That was also there.
Yes,
There's Karthik. Okay, a
I was
fan of
Karthik.
yours. Yes, who's
Yes,
mentioned this?
I
Vishnu
was.
Sharma has mentioned this.
Yes, I was a very, very deeply clean shaven Karthik with a lot of lip balm. I would shine like a wall. And yeah, I mean, that was actually the first daily soap that I did. First and perhaps the only daily soap that I did. It went on for a good year and a half. And I just want to experience it at that point of time because before
Yeah.
that, I wasn't really focusing that much on television or cinema. I was just doing better. So, I mean, contrary to popular belief, I really enjoyed it. I
Right.
enjoyed being on that set, and it was completely not my zone, not my world.
Hmm.
Uh, but I just wanted to know what it is all about because so many people are watching it.
Hmm.
And I especially don't like it when people ban television content because it's not an easy thing to do. Working in television, there is some fantastic talent on television, and it's easier said than done. Sorry, you lost the audio. Can you hear me? Oops. I can see you very well, but I can't seem to hear you. सुनाई नहीं दे रहा मुझे